Thailand is always being seen as a country for the transsexuals.
Right.
But
right,
how much
right.
of that can be true if you're...
Hey guys, so I am currently getting ready. I just did my makeup. I am quite excited for tonight because one of my good friends, Solange, is coming to stay with me tonight. But Solange is Miss International Queen 2023. She won the title of Miss International Queen 2023 last year. She currently still is Miss International Queen, for you guys wondering what that is. Miss International Queen is basically the biggest trans pageant in the world. Like all sorts of different countries apply to, you know, compete for the title of Miss International Queen and try to win the title. It is just like so special. Like last year she flew all the way to Thailand from Holland and she competed in the biggest trans pageant in the world and she won. She won. Like, I am so proud of her. I think it's such an amazing thing to do. And just coming over, sleeping at my place. I think we're gonna go have drinks at a rooftop bar, go to a nice drag show and live life. Yeah. Our committee, the people, you know, that organize the whole Miss International Queen pageant are bringing her to Bangkok by van. Okay, that is soft life, that is soft living, okay? So she's coming here, I have to get ready. I haven't even picked an outfit yet, so I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Miss Tiffany. That's her van, there she is. Sawadika! She's a celebrity, she's a celebrity. Look at the van. Okay guys, I have royalty in the house. Who do we have here? Sawadika. It's Miss International Queen 2023. I'm honored to have her in my place. Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Gorgeous, yes. But this girl flew out here last year, the biggest trans pageant in the world, and she won. She won. I think it's so amazing and I am so proud of her. And I watched her last year and I was like, oh my God, you know, I think it's such a cool thing to do. So I'm so happy for her living life and doing her thing. So I'm proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Taking a grab bike on our heels.
Oh my God, yeah.
And we love it.
You want that Dency queen?
What Jessie, doing the Dency queen.
Oh my God, Miss International Queen in the building.
Oh my God, singing is not my talent.
Royalty.
Okay.
Hey.
I look and stare so deep in your eyes. I touch you and more every time. Anything for me to try to explain.
What's your problem? So wanna blame.
Yeah. Right?
Nee, gaat helemaal goed komen, sis. You're gonna be alright.
This is Bangkok style.
Here we go. Havana Social. Suave, mami, suave, mamacita.
How wide does it go?
What do we think? Do we look good? Is it a look? Do we approve? We do, right? Thanks, friend. She loves it. This was her advice. Her advice, yes. We just went out to get some lunch and Miss Thing, some bubble tea, and the guards fully stood up for her. We're bowing for her. I was like, I never got that treatment.
It's because you're with me.
Well, hi you guys. I'm sitting here with the gorgeous Solange Decker. Solange. Oh my God, I even know your last name. Yeah. She is the winner of Miss International Queen 2023. Just want to say I think it's so cool that you won Miss International Queen. I think it's amazing as the first European.
Yes.
The first European queen to win Miss International Queen. That's amazing. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about what it was like winning Miss International Queen 2023.
Oh God, you know, this is the most prestigious, the biggest pageant for the transgender community. You know, it's like the Miss Universe under the trans pageants.
It's a very big pageant.
And for me, I knew that I wanted to do that in my own way, in my own style, and for the purposes that I came here in Thailand to do for it. So it was a very big experience. I've never been to Thailand before. I've even been to Asia.
Time in Asia, in Thailand.
Yes.
She went out here. She did her own thing, and I think that's also why you really stuck out from the rest of the girls. I mean, all the girls were gorgeous. I mean, they were all amazing, but I think you really stuck out because you were just. And I mean, you've always been like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you've always been just a very natural girl.
True.
You know, and all the girls are, of course, you know, dolls and perfect, which is amazing, and that's great too. But I think for you, you bring this element where you're also very natural, you know, and I think that's amazing. And that's why you stuck out.
It's not just not being natural in looks; it's also being natural with acts and feels and how you are as a person.
Exactly.
I'm just I'm a people's person. I make friends very quickly. For the people who have been in a pageant, you know, it's very hard work. It's extremely hard work. You're very tired. You're being lived. You're drained. You're emotionally drained. You're physically drained, but the reward that you're getting from it, you know, not just for yourself, but for everybody who is involved with it, it gives so much energy to me. You know, it's such an energy boost because people really come to see you. When we were walking in either here in Bangkok or we had some nights in So Bangkok Hotel, or we went to Ayutthaya for a fashion show, or just
amazing.
Or just in Pattaya itself, you know, the girls really come to see you, and
that's amazing.
Whenever they call your name, it's like
you're like, yes,
even how tired you are, you're like, hi, how are you?
I'm ready.
I love it. It's just me naturally.
I was looking at her, you know, waking up at fucking, I don't know, like 5 in the morning, heels, makeup, everything done in the heat outside. She was doing everything outside, and just a lot of respect because I would be sweating and just going crazy basically.
Yeah, well, I was too, but
you know. And one thing I still want to say about what you just mentioned is that I think that, you know, as trans girls, I think we have a lot of pressure on ourselves already, you know, to look perfect and to always be perfect. I think that pressure is already there, but I think we also put a lot of pressure on ourselves as well. So it's like just a lot of pressure. And that's why I think you were such a breath of fresh air for them, because they were like, oh, this girl is just natural and like doing her thing. She doesn't feel like she always needs to be like perfect, and you know.
But I take pride in being a little goofball who's just, you know, who falls, who stumbles, who maybe swears sometimes, who drinks alcohol, you know.
Yeah.
Not anymore now, but the idea of a beauty queen is almost an untouchable idea, you know. It's really someone with a very high status, someone who has like a godlike status, someone who's perfect in almost every way, but we're still people. You know, Miss Universe Thailand is also still a woman, and that a lot of people always forget that when they think about a beauty queen, that they automatically assume that person that who has won is you know, someone that never makes a mistake. But
perfect.
Exactly, but we are, you know, we're just we're human. We make mistakes. I make mistakes, and you know, we should take pride in that.
We should. And when we were getting some lunch just earlier, we were walking around, and you were saying something very interesting about Miss Tiffany. So Miss International Queen is the biggest trans pageant worldwide, but it originates from Miss Tiffany or something like that?
You know, Miss Tiffany Universe is the Thai preliminary for Miss International Queen. So basically, so a preliminary is like the previous step.
Okay.
It's like the previous round to compete in Miss International Queen. So you should look at it.
So you have to do Miss Tiffany first.
If you're in Thailand, if you're Thai.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
The way it goes, countries, if they have a license to send a representative out. For example, that's Brazil, Philippines, Thailand. Who else? I should know this.
United States?
USA, exactly, the United States.
Yeah.
Those countries, they have a license to legally send one representative out, and they can, if they want, they can hold a preliminary, that's what it's called, to ensure who that person is going to be. So they would have girls, like 20, 30, 40 girls competing until one person is elected, and that person is going to compete at Miss International Queen. So, for example,
forward.
you have Miss International Queen Brazil, where
Right.
I was.
Yeah.
Girls were competing. One girl got crowned. That girl who is Miss
Yeah.
International Queen Brazil, that's a preliminary for
Right,
Miss International
okay.
Queen.
So she'll move on to, because
And-
I thought all these countries just had their own version, but they're all preliminaries.
Yes, so they are all preliminaries, but not all country have them. Before Miss International Queen was a thing,
Right.
Miss Tiffany Universe was the only one and the biggest one here in Thailand.
See, I don't know all that stuff. Like, I am learning so much about pageants from this girl. You can tell that she is a true pageant queen. I am not.
Veteran, I'm old.
She's a veteran. She's a pageant veteran and a human being. What do you feel? How do you feel about the trans acceptance here in Thailand? How do you feel?
Thailand is one of the very few countries in the world that actually has a status to be a safe haven for transgender people.
Really?
Yes,
Oh my
because
God, I didn't know
if
that.
you look at other countries, they are not necessarily deemed safe for trans people. But Thailand has this hue over the country that it's safe to be transgender in. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that is the fact, that is completely true.
Right.
Because if we look at statistics, and if we look at government issues in Thailand, up until today, you cannot change your sex on the passport. So you cannot change it to female.
Yeah.
Also, the
true.
legalization of gay marriage is also still not, the bill has not passed.
Okay.
They are working on it, but it's not a thing. So, being trans here in Thailand, from my perspective, it's accepted, but the girls are not equal to the natural born females,
Right.
because they have no rights. They have no, they cannot go to the government and say, I feel a woman and I want to have the female in my passport.
Yeah.
Thailand is always being seen as a country for the transsexuals.
Right.
But
Right,
how much
right.
of that can be true if your own government is not issuing, your documents or legalizing same-sex marriage?
Right.
So they can't legally get married. They can't legally change the documents.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're stuck in there.
I feel like Thailand is a very, very safe country for trans people. But then, on the other hand, I guess they can change their passport.
Yeah.
Or I guess marry, because
Mhm.
it's just not, the law is not set up that way.
Yeah.
And then like in Holland, where we're from, the Netherlands, it's like, we legalized gay marriage as the first country. We're so open-minded, we're so accepted.
Yeah.
Yet, I and so many other trans people have been attacked,
Yeah.
physically,
Exactly.
in like the country that legalized gay marriage for the first. So
Yeah.
it's like, these countries, like,
It's so it's basically saying like, what would you prefer? What would you prefer more? Would you prefer safety more? Or would you prefer your rights
Yeah.
more?
Yeah.
Because there are not really a lot of countries that do both. There are,
Yeah.
but for example, New Zealand, but
it's so
not.
hard to have it
But
like
not
perfect.
exactly like perfect.
Yeah.
But I would say that Thailand is very safe for transgender people
I
to
feel like
live
it's
in.
very safe,
You just
yeah.
don't have the same rights
Yeah.
as natural born female do.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Netherlands, you
Yeah.
have your rights. We can go to the police.
Yeah.
We have our documents changed. We have our
Yeah.
hormones. But there's a lot more discrimination. There's a lot more violence towards
So
us.
much
So
more,
it's
I
like
know.
it's
What do you
half
want?
versus half.
I feel you. I mean, I came in for the first time when I was 19. I felt very accepted, and I felt like it does sometimes seem like trans people are celebrated here, which is nice in some sort of way. And yeah, I just felt super safe, very comfortable, and it was like such a breath of fresh air. Because coming from Holland, where I had been attacked, people had been, verbally abusive to me, shouting things at me on the street, and I came here and nobody cared. I was like, oh my God, nobody cares about me being
Work.
trans? Nobody cares? And that's, there's such a, like, I think the gender spectrum here is so big. There's all sorts of things and in-betweens, and I love that. So, yes. Well, thank you, Miss international queen Solange for sitting with me.
Yeah, of
she
course.
is about to launch her own YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
She is.
I am.
She is.
I am going to launch my own YouTube. It's been way too long. I've been saying this for years, and I've just been postponing. But you know, doing a pageant every year since 2019 also, it's a lot.
Takes a lot.
But now I have time, and if I don't have it, I will make it, and I will make my YouTube channel very soon.
So you'll be able to follow all her pageant adventures, travel adventures, whatever. I'll link her socials here, and talk to you guys soon. Bye guys. สวัสดีค่ะ Yay.